Remember the F word. Remember what it is? So Richard Branson talks about this a lot when he talks about business, that one of the biggest things that you must have when you're running a business, you must have fun. You must have fun in what it is you're doing in terms of business. And you're thinking, what does this have to do with a body transformation? What does this have to do with losing fat and building muscle and that kind of thing? It has everything to do with it, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing with your nutrition, if you don't enjoy with what you're doing with your training, you're not going to stick to it. You see, the best diet out there in the market is one that you can stick to. And when I say fun, I mean enjoy the process of transforming your body. Yes, there are going to be times when it's not going to be pleasurable in the moment, where you go and do your workouts and it's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. You're going to push through some difficult repetitions. And that's completely normal. That your workouts must be challenging, because the only way to grow is to challenge yourself, not just in a gym sense, but also in life. The only way to get growth is to challenge yourself on a consistent basis. And in those moments, you're not going to necessarily have fun. But generally speaking, when it comes to nutrition, and I talk more about how to structure your nutrition around the foods you enjoy the most, and when it comes to your training, where I also talk about how to structure your training around certain exercises that you can pick and choose from, that may not be terribly enjoyable, but you're not locked down to a program that you don't like doing. Because if that's the case, you're not going to stick to it. Now, this journey of a body transformation, right, for most people, it's a struggle, because most diets out there put people on very restrictive regimens. You can't have this, you can only eat this, you can only have this before a certain time of the day, you have to, combine or separate foods a certain way, and that kind of thing. And so by creating all these rules around what you can and can't do with your nutrition, takes a lot of the flexibility out of nutrition. And so, unfortunately, there's a culture that's created now, which is, in order to lose fat and build muscle, you need to be rigid. You need to restrict the foods you enjoy the most. There's small pleasures in life that, makes life worth living sometimes. Having that chocolate, ice cream, or having that muffin, or having those cookies, having 1 or 2 or 3 cookies, is really kind of the icing on the cake in terms of life and really living life, and people associate, being ripped and losing fat and that kind of stuff to completely eliminating those foods. And therefore the fun factor is completely removed from the process of transforming one's body. And I have a completely different philosophy, because I know from my own experience and from the experiences of thousands of other people, that if you adopt flexible dieting, which is essentially what they call IIFYM, if you go to Instagram and you hashtag IIFYM, if it fits your macros, you may not have ever heard of it, and that's fine. Just read a little bit about it. You could even do one of my courses. It's actually for free as I film this right now. It's a free course. It's called Flexible Dieting Mastery. And what's great about that course is I actually teach people how they can, have the foods that they enjoy the most in a structured way and still lose fat and build muscle and still get the body they want. It sounds like it's too good to be true. And I thought it was when I first started learning flexible dieting. I thought that, it was just a gimmick. It was just a marketing ploy and just another thing that I was going to get scammed on. And if you know my story, I've been scammed when I was going through the dietary, merry-go-round years ago, and I was trying all these different things and it wasn't working out for me. But I found flexible dieting and no one really explained it. So I decided once I mastered it that I had to write a course about it to help other people, really bring back the fun factor when it comes to building foods around certain parameters that will get you closer to your goal. That you can still have, and I teach people how to do this in that course, if you like, the occasional treat every now and again, you can actually work that into an overall plan, and you can actually eat these foods you actually enjoy the most. You won't starve yourself, and you can still get that body. And so that's really where the fun begins. And for years, I was doing that. I was, experimenting with, different recipes and different recipe books and things I was using. And I was taking these recipes and I was making these different recipes around what they call macronutrients. And I spent a few years doing this, and I haven't been doing it in recent times, but I was doing it for a while. And I was still building muscle, I was still losing fat, and I was still having these cheat foods. And I had people at work saying, "Brad, what are you doing eating this food? You're going to they say all sorts of things. It's crazy. When you work with corporate colleagues, they say all kinds of things. But I knew what I was doing, and I got the results. So the point of this video is really about having fun. And I teach people how to have fun with their nutrition in Flexible Dieting Mastery. You can check that one out. But also, generally speaking, this is a journey. This is a journey which takes time. If you want to build muscle, lose fat, that takes time. Don't believe any of the marketing BS that you can build muscle like that. Like, unless you're on steroids. And usually, guys that are promoting products are usually on steroids. And unfortunately, they will never tell you that they're on steroids. And if you're on steroids, you can build muscle quickly and that kind of thing. But if you're a natural weightlifter, it's going to take more time. So therefore, you really need to have this attitude of approaching your workouts and your nutrition plan, which I teach you how to create in other videos, with an element of fun and enjoying the process. But there are going to be times where it's going to be tough. So I'm not somebody who is going to sugarcoat this by saying you need to look at this and always have fun and it's going to be rosy every time. It's not. There are going to be times you're going to wake up and you're going to be in pain. You're going to be sore. Your joints are going to ache. You're going to be in misery. But overall, you're going to have fun with this journey of learning about how to train correctly, learning about different methods around nutrition and eating healthy, and just finding the edge, finding those little distinctions that will take you to the next level of your understanding of nutrition and your understanding of training principles. And so when you get to that level where you're kind of, looking for the edge, you can really start to have fun then. So I hope you take this advice seriously, because when I first started, I was stressed out. I really was. I just wanted the result like this, and I was so, stressed every moment of, trying to get that body, and I was working really hard. And now I'm in a situation where, of course, like, I'm happy with my physique now. And as I film this, I'm actually getting leaner, but I'm actually enjoying the process. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, head over to my website, seekfitlife.com. I have lots of courses, and I teach people how to, do all sorts of things with their nutrition and their training to get the body you want, to get the goals you want to achieve, to help you achieve those goals, and without stressing about it, without totally losing your mind and starving yourself and all that crazy stuff you don't need to do, and eating on your terms. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.